be about $1 million. That's about 30%.
What was that question?
How many of these does he have to sell? Systems does he have to sell to get one of these? It's about $1 million. So that 30% will come in. Yeah.
You can squeeze in there.
All right, while Parrish is getting ready, the vessel you're on is actually an anti-piracy yacht recovery boat. Yes, it looks like a 62S Azimut. We took it out of the factory, put it in a different factory in Virginia. The entire hull is up armored. She'll take a 7.62 round anywhere. In the engine room back, she'll actually take a 50 cal. The windows on board are Mylar, so she'll take 7.62 if you're familiar with weaponry.
2 seconds. If we can get everybody in to close the door.
Yeah, you close it.
Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Keep it cool. And like I said, before he blows it, he'll talk to you about the camera system. This boat was validated after going through our 4th security system with other companies. And then we teamed with GOST. And if you want me to tell you the validation process, it's real simple. There's 360 embassies worldwide. The Olympics that Rodney and I deal with, and the U.S. Olympic Committee and the U.S. Olympic athletes, we've been responsible for taking care of their security since 1999. Him and I spent 30 years in hostage recovery and anti-terrorist portion of the U.S. military. So we actually have gone and freed and rescued people around the world. We've taken our hat off from doing that, and now we go put systems in place so people don't get kidnapped, so stuff doesn't get stolen. We spent the last 3 years in Iraq. About 8 months we're going to go do some work in Afghanistan. But if you want to validate for your customers, you actually have access to the video on this vessel. You have access to the camera system on this vessel. You have access through GOST to the tracking system on this vessel. The only time I shut down the cameras and tracking system is when I'm actually using this vessel to go steal back a vessel. And that's for a very short period of time, and GOST actually knows when I go do that. So with that part, go ahead and talk about your system and the cameras, and then I'll talk about what's going to happen when the actual smoke goes off and what I don't want you to do.
All right, well, what I'm going to start off with is we released an app in the App Store and also the Droid Store. It's the Ghost Watch HD, and this is what I'm going to go ahead and pass my phone around and show you. Pass it around. You can look through on the app. You can push back towards the cameras, push aft camera, engine room camera. Everything loads up fully in about 15 seconds. With the lag time, you can see it's maybe a 2 or 3 second lag time currently on the camera system. The Ghost security system that we're going to go ahead and demo here for you. Normally, if this was your boat, you'd arm the system. If somebody came in the vessel, boarded it, broke into, set the alarm off, what would happen is the camera system would automatically start to record a 10-second clip, apply it to the internet to where you can see it anywhere you are. And if you have an IVR, you can access it and see everything that happened prior to you actually logging in and viewing it live. That's all done with an IVR. With a 1 terabyte IVR, we can do 6 cameras for about 24 hours a day for 90 days. So anything that happens on the boat, maintenance, things like that, everything will be captured right through the camera system. Also, if you have somebody on the vessel and you just want to record what they're doing while they're there without the system in alarm, you can tap on the screen and you're going to see the red dot button. You can go ahead and record and capture everything that's going on right now, which is a really cool feature. What we're going to go ahead and do is set the alarm off. Right on the outside of the boat we have infrared beam sensors, to where if anybody was to go in and out of that door and the system was armed, it'd go into alarm, the Ghost Cloak would activate, the siren internally and externally would activate. At that time you would start to receive phone calls. It's going to go ahead and call everybody on the list, the hot list, up to 8 people continuously until it actually gets the okay, somebody's acknowledging that the alarm's going off. I'll go ahead and let Tony take off from here in regards to the Ghost Cloak, what to do, what not to do, things things like that.
Okay, before that, you'll notice behind you, sir, there's a camera in the back corner. That was overtly put out, so we demoed this boat to customers. This camera was put out in an overt position also. It's actually set up so we can point it forward, and as we move forward, people can see where we're going. Now, if we were to do this on someone else's vessel, obviously we disguise this system. The cloaking device you see behind this gentleman, Mark, this cabinet was actually redesigned so it fits in this cabinet, and this chair goes back in place so it sits inside there, so it's not obtrusive. It's very covert, and it doesn't interfere. The aesthetics of anyone's vessel is probably your number one priority at times, but you'll notice all the sensors. You can't even see the sensors when you came up the ladder. You can't see them on the outside. And if you look right there, just above the air conditioner, yep, you'll see that there. One on the other side. So the average criminal is not going to be able to even identify that coming on a vessel, because he does not have the methodical plans like you would do if you're robbing a bank, a jewelry store, or trying to break into a U.S. embassy. So those things are very different. They're coming in, they got about 30 seconds to make up their mind if they're going to hit the boat. If you'll notice when you leave the boat, we have a deterrent hardened system that keeps someone from prying the windows open. So that's our first line of defense mechanically. Our primary line of defense is electronically. And then our third is physical. The sound acoustical device that you heard in the building, what it does, it takes your otolith organ and your semicircular canal, and it actually makes you think you're in waves from 10 to 15 feet. It gives you seasickness. When you combine that, standing on a vessel that's rocking less than 1 inch, you'll induce seasickness in less than 5 minutes. You will go to your knees in less than 5 minutes. Then when we add a cloaking device, remember your two primary things to maintain balance and maintain your ability to stand up is your otolith organ, your semicircular canal, to maintain your ability to stand up. But more important than that, to maintain balance to walk, is visual. Once we remove your visual acuity and then we disrupt you with noise, you lose. I don't even have to worry about you. You will fall off the vessel. I tested this entire system and it took me 6 hours. And I know the system. And you know what's getting ready to happen. I'm getting ready to tell you I'm going to smoke this room out, and you're still going to hit a point of anxiety. Do not get up, do not stand up. It's not going to bother your throat. It's not going to do anything. What I want you to think about during that quick second is how you're going to explain to your customer, you can't feel what's going on, your ears are hurting, you can't see, all of a sudden you start getting nauseous, and oh, by the way, this little tinge in your throat, you're going to go, is that pepper spray? Or is that something that's going to put me to sleep? Oh my goodness, I need to get off this vessel. So when you take all those human factors and add stress to a criminal who thinks in 3 to 5 seconds, he's going to do one thing. He's going to go find the next boat that doesn't have your system on board. Okay? Now, Rodney's got the door shut. He's going to hit it. Again, if you feel any anxiety at all, we're going to open the doors, open the roof. But again, when we open the roof, you're going to see what refraction of light does to the smoke. It actually makes it harder to see. In this environment with it dark, you're going to be able to see about this far in front of you, in your hand. Notice when I open, you're going to only be able to see about this far. Now, the great thing about the density of this chemical, it doesn't dissipate with the wind. It actually is so light the wind doesn't affect it, just like molecules of a cloud. You see how slow clouds move. So the first thing we're going to do is blow it. The second thing we're going to do, talk for a few seconds. The third thing he's going to do is open that door. Then I'm going to talk to you about your visibility constraints. Then we're going to pull the roof back and show you how worse it gets. And then we're going to clean out the room and you're going to have a great meal. Make sense?
Freaking out.
Rodney, have you seen the smoke detector?
Yeah, it's rolled up just to the left.
No. Now I'm going to continue to talk good, because if you sit here and you don't, notice it's going to take about 3 to 5 seconds to start filling up the room. Now again, we're at the seconds of 4 seconds. We're going to totally fill the room up. That's what it's going to do. Notice how it continues to fill. That's one canister. Now again, take a deep breath. You'll see that it doesn't really do anything.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, now, when the alarms go off, like you would have your lights flashing, your alarms going off, and if your sound barrier was going off, the first thing you're going to do with your hands for the sound barrier is to cover your ears. Now when the sound barrier covers your ears, it does you no good. Rodney, open the back door. Because the sound barrier is actually vibrating your ears. The noise is fake. The noise is just there to bother you. The actual vibration of your ears is what's going to cause the problem. I'm going to open the roof. Notice how it's harder to see.
Wow. Man, does that work
Okay?
good.
Now, with the roof coming back, still maintain your seat. Notice with the roof all the way back, the door all the way open, the density and the chemical composition does not allow it to go away. You can still breathe it. You're going to cough because your natural thought process is, this bothers me. Your coughing is actually induced psychologically. Right now, the phones are going off on the entire system because it's tied to my phone system. Again, look what's going on. You're just barely able to see 3 feet. Push your hand out in front of you as far as you can extend it. That's about 2.5 to 3 feet. Now try to imagine alarms going off, smoke going off, and you just decided at night to rob this boat. It's not a good day for you.
Not to mention you can't stand up.
You can't even get off this boat and see the back door from where I'm sitting right now.
Right.
The best thing is, I'm going to get up from my bedroom, I'm going to go outside, and I'm going to actually watch the criminal fall off the boat. I'm not going to have to take out a weapon. I'm not going to have to bother him because our company is very passive. We don't believe in lethal use. We believe in tasers. We believe in infernos. I don't want to get shot, and I don't want to shoot at no one. So I love a very, very non-lethal system. And the best thing you got to remember about a non-lethal system like this, no one can sue you. So whatever system you put on now, I've been talking for 2.5 minutes. We both just barely can see Rodney. Imagine trying to steal something. You have an anxiety attack. Your criminal activities just went to crap. Any questions? I'll close the top back up just to get you out of here.
Yeah, the criminal won't be able to open the top of the back door either. He'll just be sitting in that.
Now, and also to let you know, the whole downstairs in the boat is flooded also. Last night when we went downstairs, 30 minutes later, it was hilarious. I have $360,000 of military-grade electronics on this vessel. Forget the stereos, forget the nice speakers, forget the navionics. I have facial recognition software put on this boat by State Department. I have blown this thing several times. We blew it last night. If you notice, there's no residue. We did not clean the boat up last night at around 9 p.m. when we blew one in the dark. Imagine now, it's dark outside, blowing this and still, in the dark of night, trying to steal something. It's just not a good day.
There's also a $15 million insurance policy on this that it's not going to harm any of your electronics, any fine art, things like that. It won't leave any kind of a residue on the vessel. So any of your clients that are worried about it, it's just a little insurance policy for them that they won't have to.
Mechanical, human, and anxiety. Those are the 3 things that you use to defer or deter a criminal. And you just hit them all. Last night when we blew it, the boat next to us, they were absolutely amazed. Okay. The most important thing when you see smoke go off, what people think is either 2 things, fire or chemical gas, and you're going to hurt me. Well, obviously we're not in this country, but they don't know that. Any questions? I hope this helped you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Oh, yeah. Nice. Thank you.
Hey.
Sound stuff.
Nah.
That canister going on.
As we're all running up the boat trying to stand up.
It always surprises me.
I was gonna say it's probably intriguing every time you see it.
Yeah.
Even though you know what's coming, it's like
Yeah.
I can't believe this works.
Well, the worst